So I'm trying a new with this for this podcast. I'm a little scared. Okay.
Okay.
One, because I just got a brand new camera, 4K camera for my setup. Okay.
All right.
It's the Hollyland Lyra. This thing is super legit.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Okay.
We'll talk about it later. But anyways, listen. This is why I'm nervous. Okay. Not because of like the camera, because the camera works fine. Okay. The problem is that I've already told you. Look at me. I am burnt to a crisp. Okay. Look at this forehead. Okay. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, this is embarrassing. Usually I do this. I'm not doing this. I'm trying to hide my face as much as possible. As a matter of fact, I'm thought about putting on sunglasses for this, trying to act like I'm in some kind of like bougie dude, because this is so embarrassing, bro.
You got a reverse raccoon going on.
Oh my God, it is stupid.
It's a good thing you didn't wear a snapback backwards and have that big old red
right there. The big old red. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing, bro. This is insanity.
Okay, let's go.
Anyway, so for those of you who are watching on YouTube, I apologize. I look like a red tomato. So there's that. But I wanted to show you something cool before we continue.
Okay. Nice. Very nice.
How's that? Look at that puck right there. Carolina Hurricanes, Stanley Cup champions, baby.
I was wondering if you were going to try to go to the parade yesterday.
No. Nope. One, it was 1,000 degrees outside. Okay. Two, there was too many people. That was it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, listen, guys, this is the Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. My name is Ed, also known as the Dad Hat. With me, I got my good friend, my co-host, Mr. Mayor Wise himself. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right. Having a good day today. Father's Day. Rhonda's
Father's
just like
Day.
She cooked breakfast this morning. Her famous grits, some bacon, some scrambled eggs, some toast.
I'm sure you were suffering.
She's like, I got this because it was all sports today. I started watching soccer this morning. That first game.
Was that the
fantastic.
Spain one?
Yeah, with Spain.
Yeah, I was rooting for Spain, and Spain did not disappoint.
No,
4-0.
They were on fire, dude.
Yeah, so it was Saudi Arabia, so I mean, it wasn't,
Yeah.
But I saw that.
Yep. So and when I say we got breakfast, we had like a late brunch type breakfast. Like we slept in. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like I ate breakfast at 8:00. No, I ate breakfast right before rolling into the soccer match. And then as soon as that soccer match was over, I was split screening the U.S. Open and the College World Series baseball game.
So you took a nap, is what you're saying? Because
I did not. I did not take my eyes off the TV. I had both of them going. I had the audio mostly on baseball because the leaders hadn't teed off for quite a while till about the 7th inning of that ball game. So I waited and watched some. So then, like I said, I went from the baseball game, watched once it ended, I just like solo screened the rest of the U.S. Open. Once that was done, I flipped it back over to soccer and saw the Cape Verde
in
game in Uruguay. That was a great game right there. I thought Cape Verde was going to actually get the win on that one. They were playing aggressive. That was and then I started watching a little bit of the Mets Phillies game, and now I've got New Zealand and Egypt.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been like World Cup, men's college baseball, U.S. Open all day long.
That's honestly, I was watching earlier I was watching the recap of the IndyCar because I didn't watch it, and I like IndyCar, so I watch IndyCar. So I didn't watch it early in the day because we were out and about today. By the way, New Zealand right now up 1-0. So but I would just, dude, we were gone all day. Darla needed to get some stuff done. I needed to get some stuff done, right? So we were going, and I told you, like, I needed some new running shoes. The running shoes that I have right now, I wish I could take you a picture of it and send it to you because there's no traction. Like it's done. Like I needed new ones, dude. And so I went and got me
where the sole just starts falling apart.
This is how dad it is. Okay. Yeah. So check this out. Not only did I get a brand new pair of running shoes, there's some Avia, I think it is. They're Aviva. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avia. So they're good running shoes. They're a good brand. I bought them at Marshall's on discount, on clearance, $24.
You can't beat Ross and Marshall's for everything.
Listen. And then I got a buddy of mine who goes like, "Hey man, you need to go get fitted." I'm like, "Bro, I did get fitted. I got fitted. I got fitted for shoes and everything. But your boy's not about to spend $190 for a pair of running shoes. I get it. I understand it. It's good. It's amazing for you. And I've done it before. But I'm to the point where I was like, I need these. I'll get some insoles, the ones I need, and I'll be fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
And so, absolutely. Yeah, that's where we're at.
I forgot to mention Rhonda did cook dinner as well, and I need to point out her famous tater tot casserole. Mm-hmm. That was what I requested for dinner for tonight. She made some mac and cheese and in the crock pot because the boys, they don't eat the tater tot casserole for some reason. They just don't like that. I love it. It's one of my favorite dishes that she's made ever since we first got married because it was easy. You just basically ground beef, peas, some other stuff in there, mix it all up, layer the top of it with cheese and tater tots. You can't go wrong. That was a good newlywed poor people meal back in the day, and that's one of my favorites. Yeah, she did that. She did some like corn, like street corn, not street corn, I guess, more like a I guess it's kind of like a street corn.
Yeah.
In the skillet. Mm-hmm. So had that. The boys had a couple of things of ham. She got some center cut ham and cooked that for them because they love ham. So anyway, she did breakfast and dinner for me. So it was a perfect Father's Day.
I grilled steaks. And then I also was grilling chicken because we also did my meal prep for the week for Darla's and I's meal prep. So we got that done. And so I was supposed to, I requested, listen to this, okay? I requested to be let to be sleep in, right? Just, I want to sleep in because Mia always wakes me up in the weekends. So she's always does that. She wakes me up. I get up with her, right? And so I go to bed yesterday, dude. I'm not kidding. Okay. I went to bed because I wasn't feeling good. I told you it was like, then there was a little under the weather. I went to bed around 9:30. I was like, I just want to go to sleep. I'm tired. Guess who was the first one to get up?
You woke up on your own, didn't you?
On my own. 7:00 on the dot, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to sleep in, and then it's like nobody woke you up, but you woke yourself up, and you can't be mad at anybody but yourself.
Can't be mad. I can't be mad at anybody. Like about an hour and a half later, Darla comes and was like, "What are you doing up?"
Right.
And I'm like, "What do you think? I'm old. I'm over 40. I got up because I had to go pee, and then I'm up."
Yeah.
That's how it goes. I couldn't go back to sleep. So anyways, that's what that it is what it is. So
well, I'll tell you, I slept in because I got to bed late last night.
Why is that?
I'll just tell you real quick. So we went I got to tell you this story because it relates to Brockmire first of all.
Mm-hmm. So, before you do that, yeah. Okay, before you do that,
but it's about go ahead.
No, I would like to apologize to our fans. I'm very sorry. We have delayed it a couple of times to do the recording. It is not Donnie's fault. It's my fault. Okay? It is absolutely and totally my fault. So I do apologize. And the reason why I'm apologizing is because I feel bad. But to be honest with you, there was so much going on the last 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, you don't have to lay down under the bus. It's okay.
Dude, I had a lot going on. Like you had the hockey tournament, then the World Cup started. It's like baseball, like my own baseball stuff. Like I was busy.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was like, Donnie, I'm so sorry, dude. I got to cancel. I was like, I felt bad. So the reason why there was no episode last week is because it's my fault. So I'm sorry. We are back to normal. I was telling Darla, like, listen, I'm just happy that all of this is over and I'm back to normal. Going to bed, sleep at a normal time. Like all last week, all I did was recover. And
yeah, those hockey matches, man, those things went late on the game nights and stuff.
Dude, 11:30, and then and a buddy of mine said it this way: it's like, Ed, it's not that it was only going up to 11:30; it was that it was 11:30, and then you were up on a high, so your adrenaline was up. Yeah, and so you're not going to bed right away. Like you have to come down from that high, so you're late, and then I wake up early in the morning, so I was not. My body was all over the place. Like I was just not recuperating. Like I wear a whoop and then I was in the red the whole time. I was like, I woke up bad. So again, I'm sorry. I apologize. We're back to our normal schedule. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. So yesterday it started out because I had an aunt that passed away last week, and she'd been sick for a little while, and it was kind of expected. And
you saw it coming.
Yeah, saw it coming. So her funeral was in Florence yesterday at 1:00, and so we had to, and I was one of the pallbearers, so I had to go over there for that. I joked with Rhonda the other night that we ought to see if the Flamingos have a home game and we can go to after the funeral, which she shut down real quick.
She's like, nope.
Yeah, but I said it as a joke because I knew the Flamingos were actually playing here in Lexington on Saturday. I just wanted to see if she would be up for it or if she would shut it down, and she shut it down real quick.
He's like, nah, homie.
Yep. So anyway, we had the funeral. We came back. We had to go put flowers out at her parents' grave and everything with her aunt and uncle, and then we went to dinner with them. Dinner wasn't all that great, but like it's a place we've been to several times. I'm not going to talk about where it was, but the food just was not good.
It was not up to par this time.
Not up to standard. Yeah. So anyway, and then we get back to their house, drop them off, and we go in for a little bit chit chat, and somehow us old folks end up watching the Miss South Carolina pageant.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. They flipped it on, and we all got into, oh my gosh, which one of these girls is going to win? And we were like looking at the girls and trying to pick who we thought was going to win and some of the things that they were doing. And they get to the question stage at the end with the last 5. And I'm like, okay, that answer is way too long. She just took herself out of the running. And that girl was brief and to the point. She's probably going to win. Nope. She was like 5th runner up. Like, it was just funny trying to see how I haven't watched. I've never really sat and watched a pageant. I've seen bits and pieces of them in the past. I don't even know why it's still a thing. But
neither do I. I'll be honest.
It's like, come on, move on. But it is what it is. And it's, you see them with that, I want to call it fakeness, it's the over the top personality. And I get it. That's what pageants are all about. But anyway, we got hung up watching that. And so it didn't go off till 11 o'clock. And they live, like 30 minutes from us, 20, 30 minutes across town. Our son's calling us at like 11:30, like parents would be looking for their kids. Our kids looking
where are you guys?
Like, where are you? He hadn't heard from us. I mean, he's 22 years old, so it's not like he's 12.
Yeah, but still.
And he's like, I hadn't heard from y'all. Where are y'all at? What are you doing? Are you almost home? What's going on? It was like the role reversal of a lifetime right there.
That's hilarious.
So we didn't get home and get to bed till late.
That's a good tie-in, by the way. That's a good job out of you.
Yeah. But so to circle back, there was, and you know what I'm talking, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. At the funeral, they decided to sing Amazing Grace.
Oh, Lord.
And all I could think of is that scene.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I am never going to be able to stand at a funeral and hear Amazing Grace anymore without.
How could you?
I was like, I had a smirk on my face. I was trying not to smile, but I was just like, oh my gosh, no, they're not. Oh my gosh. And all that was going through my head was that scene the whole time we're singing. And it was weird.
Listen, guys, we will cover this here in a little bit, okay? Because what he's talking about, as soon as I got done watching it, and as I'm watching it, I literally send a text message to you and says, Amazing Grace, LMAFO, right? And that's all I said. And I am dying because, this was like the most awkward time. First of all, the awkward song to choose at that point, okay?
Exactly. Absolutely.
So there's that. All right, guys. So, but this is the penultimate episode. Okay, we're here.
Yep.
All right, we got one more episode before the end of season 1 of Brockmire. Okay, so we're on season 1. Okay, episode 7. All
Unlike
right.
Patrick thinks we're still doing 4. We're not.
Somehow Patrick thinks we're on episode 4. No, Patrick, chill. Okay, watch this stuff, guys. MLB had history, but he's wrong on this whole. We're on episode 7, right. And the episode's called, and this is very apropos for you and me, Old Timers Day.
Old Timers, exactly. Yeah, it was perfect. I got out of there and I told Rhonda on the way home about the fact, because she had not watched this episode with me. Yeah. She normally watches them with me. And I told her what was going on with the scene and the song. And she just was like, what? So I was rewatching the episode earlier before we started recording. And she was sitting down there with me and she saw that come on and just looked at me and rolled her eyes.
Darla doesn't watch it with me anymore. She's done watching these episodes with me.
Rhonda half pays attention, but
she's like, that's all right. It's not. She's like, because she was asking me, just like, are you going to record with Don? It's like, yeah, we're planning on it. She was like, have you seen this? Like, yes. She's like, I was like, well, I want to rewatch it again, but I don't know when to find time because one, we can't watch it with like Mia around, right? I mean, bro, this is like, she was like, no, I can barely watch this for myself. Like, I mean, I'm not going to watch, have her watch this. Right. And so it's obviously, if you guys already know by now, if you're listening, if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button, guys. We're on our page to hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. It does help. So help us out here. Okay. All right. So again, it's called Old Timers Day. All right, and we are getting a flashback. We're in 2004. Okay, and he is. They're in this. I would say little conference, right? But it's a get together.
It's like a convention center kind of conference of broadcasters.
Broadcasters, play-by-play broadcasters, and it was interesting. Right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the fact that this was recorded 10 years ago anyway, there's a lot of guys that are in this that, they're all still doing stuff now for the most part, but it's interesting to see the few like real broadcasters that
fully embrace
cameo parts. Yeah. That were in this, both in the video tribute and in the actual scene.
Brent
and
Musburger.
Then of course they had, of course they didn't have the real Brent Musburger. They had to have a guy kind of like Seinfeld with a guy playing Steinbrenner. You just see the back of his head, but anyway, but like Brian Kenny, I always liked Brian Kenny, and he was, he's one of those guys that's sort of like off the beaten path for most people as far as sportscasters go. But at the time was pretty well known.
Yeah.
Kirkjian was in there and stuff. Of course, you get the backstory on Joe Buck, and that's the best part of this episode.
Let me ask you this, because to me, before this series, before all of this, I absolutely fucking hated Joe Buck.
See, I never did. I never got the hate for Joe Buck. I always thought Joe Buck was good. I liked Joe Buck. I never got
it completely changed my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had the utmost respect for Joe Buck. What he's able to do, that dude he's legit, right? Like, I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. You're able to do not only are you able to do both football and now baseball, like at a high level.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like you're just doing it like, minor league baseball or like indie or anything like that. No, you're cream of the crop of NFL, MLB. And I got the utmost respect for him. Also, this was hilarious. This man was hilarious in this episode.
He was so good. He was so good at making fun of himself.
100%.
And that's what you that's the sign of someone that if you don't take yourself too seriously, you get away with a lot more things. And you're right about the whole football baseball thing, because and this kind of plays a part to really talking about his pre-football. It kind of leads into like before he did football. It's sort of a part of this episode because part of the story had to do with how Brockmire's life could be different because Joe Buck was going to start doing football. And
he was transitioning to, and that he was going to give him his spot.
But in real life, Joe Buck doing baseball, then doing the football when Fox started carrying football. I remember when that started, and he started doing with Fox and stepped away. He still did some baseball, but like you said, there's few guys that do both or have done both. And Joe Buck really, maybe not at that time, maybe more so now, is kind of in the stratosphere of your Al Michaels, Bob Costases that did both. Like he was like, there's not a lot. Like if you think about it, other than Joe Buck now, there isn't anybody.
No.
And at the time, I mean, that used to be a thing with like Al Michaels, Bob Costas were the only two guys that really bounced around multiple sports. Most guys were either one or the other, and those two guys sort of transcended that and did both. And Joe Buck was like the next, like there's always like the next Jordan or the next this. He was the next Al Michaels, the next.
Who's going to be the next Joe Buck?
Right. Who's going to be the next Joe Buck? That's
what I'm exactly.
Like there's nobody right now that I can see because they get so specialized. Now, to some extent, I think Tirico could be that guy if he started doing baseball. I don't think he likes I don't think he's a baseball guy.
Yeah, but he does other sports too.
But he does a lot of other sports, so he's kind of close.
The Olympics and all that other stuff.
If he did sports, or he did some baseball, he could kind of be in that. But I don't know. I'm not sure who does baseball now that could also do football and be like the next guy.
No,
it'd be a good discussion for us on our Tuesday, Thursday show.
Exactly, on our Data Chronicles show, DSC Sports Show on Tuesday, Thursdays, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern Time. On YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. I don't listen, and we obviously we're both here in the United States. I'm in North Carolina, you're in South Carolina, so we're talking about the major sports, Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, all of that, right? But like you're right, Mike Tirico, like he is one that he has done so many other sports that like he is so very, he could be that guy again, like that guy that just like can just call a game without even flinching. He'd be just fine.
He's very close to Bob Costas because Bob didn't do a lot of football. I think he did a few things, but he didn't do a ton of football. Al Michaels was more of a baseball football combo. Tirico's a lot like Bob Costas because Tirico did the U.S. Open today or this weekend. He was the guy for the US
but Bob
Open.
Costas was baseball, and he also did documentaries. And
he did documentaries. He did Olympic sports. He did other. He did some other things as well. Some non-major sports.
But here's the thing, though. In my opinion, and we'll get back into the show here in a minute, but in my opinion, I don't think Joe Buck could do what Bob Costas does, like as far as like the documentaries and things like that, because it does take a sense of like character to do those. Like Joe Buck, his style of narrating is very much more of live action more than documentary.
I don't know. I have to disagree with you on that. Did you see the thing that he did on DirecTV a few years ago? Dan Patrick ended up taking over for him with oh my goodness. I wish I had time to think about this. Give me just a moment. But it was what was the name of it? Like Undeniable or something like that, where he interviewed basically Hall of Fame athletes about their careers, like an hour-long interview docuseries.
Interview is different. Okay. I'm talking about doing documentaries in which you're narrating, you're doing you're doing pieces for like what Bob Costas does. Bob Costas is also a good interviewer. Joe Buck could be that. I just don't think he's to the level. He'll ever be to the level of Bob Costas, in my opinion.
Yeah, from a storytelling standpoint, I could see that.
Or even interviewing. Bob Costas is totally different. Again, Joe Buck, I'm not taking anything away. Like I said, I have the utmost respect for the man. I just don't know if he's going to that. And you don't have to be Bob Costas. You're Joe Buck. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Exactly.
And he has been doing it. So there's that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this part. Like, I mean, we're talking about like, the scenes opens up where here and they're he's talking at this event, and is just only the broadcasters, and that's it, only the broadcasters. And as you can see, the vast majority of them are male. Okay. And
Right.
obviously they overdid it. They've done it on purpose. So like, there's going to be a lot of people like, oh my God, there's women broadcasts. Guys, I know this and they're very good. But like, I think for what Brockmire was doing, he was doing it on purpose for a reason, right? Like he was over exaggerating that it's like a male dominated career at that point. So, there's that. All right. And so I'm looking here because like he was like the episode said, and I took notes. Look,
look at you.
Okay, yeah. So it's crazy, right? Old-timers are two words that sound like a celebration but hit like a indictment, right? We're breaking down season 1, episode 7. The episode that quietly sets the table where everything in the finale has to deliver. Identity, nostalgia, fathers and sons, a sense of belonging for Brockmire, right? Because he is finally getting comfortable, right? He's coming to terms with his, I guess, mortality of play-by-play callers. Like, man, I was at the very top, right? And now I'm in Morristown, USA.
Yeah.
Calling.
Exactly.
Not even on radio, dude. Like it's like doing play-by-play to the people there at the ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and she's like, well, what's wrong with this town? It's like, well, it's not the town. It's just him and the level that he's fallen to.
Correct.
And the realization later in the episode that he's always been this way hits him like a ton of bricks. Mm-hmm. And that's an interesting dynamic because he thinks that, he's turned over a leaf and getting back to what he once was, and only to find out that he's the same as he's ever been. And that's kind of daunting to him. But then at the end, he just sort of like, oh, what the hell? And it just goes with it.
Yeah. He just embraces it.
Yeah.
How's that? Like, I think that's the best way to say, like, he just embraces who he is,
right?
As a person, as a broadcaster, right, and all of that.
Like he says to Jules at one point when she asks about, and I know we're bouncing kind of around, but we'll just do that with the episode.
Yeah, because I think this episode
it does kind of bounce around a little bit.
Exactly.
And there's parts throughout it because it is the way it is section. There's parts towards the end and the middle that kind of
correct
answer to the things at the beginning. But when he's with Jules in the hotel and she asks about him participating in the after dinner stuff with the sex workers, as they call them now.
Yeah.
Wars.
Sex workers.
And he's like, until his divorce, he had never been with anybody else but his wife. And it's like, now what you know about Brockmire after that,
mm-hmm.
It seems odd that he was that reserved, but that's his view of how he was back then. And again, that's only one aspect of him, but his realization about the drinking and the way that he was in the booth, he doesn't realize he was already like that in the booth, but outside the booth, he was a different person.
Right. Exactly.
Until his wife divorced him.
Which, it's interesting, right? Like, I mean, he had this like clean look, this facade of himself, like, which, by the way, also Jules was like very disappointed at the fact that, like, he didn't do anything while there, which was that cracks me up so much. Like,
right.
because like there were totally two different people back then.
Yes, exactly.
So, the joke that he made was like at the beginning when he's talking about, guys, seriously, there's a couple of rules here. Do not piss in the corner. Right. So this is like, he's making the announcements like, hey, do not piss in the corner. Like, please, just if you can't make it to the bathroom, wear a diaper. And then that's when he brings up again. And, and I'm talking to you,
Musburger,
right?
right?
And names him his full name, which is hilarious, right? Like
Absolutely,
that's what he does.
Yeah,
So,
and the other guys, like, they all played into how he was then.
correct.
And then when he comes back, they almost feel disappointed at his self-reflection until he like
Fools
acts like that
everybody.
again.
Yeah. Like, hey. and so like that conversation that he has with Joe Buck, right? Like we talked about this part, right? Where he's sitting there and then Joe Buck is like, can we have a minute? And then it's like Joe Buck is like he's like the Godfather, right? At this point, he's a Godfather and he tells everybody, hey, give me a minute. And then, Brockmire's like, you guys don't have to get up, and they just get up and walk away.
Yeah. And then he's like, maybe the grass isn't as green on your side as I think it is. And then Joe's like,
oh no,
oh, it's pretty good over here.
Yeah.
He's like, I could just sometimes think things and they'll happen. And the guy sets the drink down and he's like, what? He's like, what?
Brockmire was like, where'd that come from? He's like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, what are you talking about? It just takes a drink and everything. It's just like it just appears. And then he tells him, he's like, if you play your cards right, when you get back to your room tonight, you'll have something special. And the fact that aligned with something else totally different going on is like the whole trajectory of his life. Like if you think about our own lives, what if there was something in your life 10 years ago that you did something a certain way, God, and because you thought of one thing and you looked back later and found out, dang, why did I do that?
I would lose my
I would too.
I would lose my shit.
I would too.
Right? Because like you're like this whole time, like you're thinking that like and what we're talking about here, guys, like so he goes like Joe Buck tells her, hey, play your cards right. You're gonna have a surprise when you get back to the hotel. So he walks back to the hotel after they have the night, right? Has his tie on, undone and everything. And all of a sudden he goes like, what the fuck is that smell?
Exactly.
Right. And then what does he find? He finds a turd pile, human feces in the middle of his bed.
Right? I think it's funny that when he pulls the covers back, it obviously it's a prop, but the fact that it looks like a little puddle of like chocolate Jello,
and my God,
the fact that none of it pulls up with the sheet, or that it's not more of a pile, was disappointing to me in some regards, because I was like, that looks kind of blah. Like it should have been messier or bigger.
100% should have been messier.
But I get, it is what it is.
But they left it in a way where it was just covered enough that it wasn't gonna,
you couldn't see it in the sheet.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, but it looked like it was just still like it was just happened too, right?
Like it was fresh, yeah.
And so he automatically thinks, like he puts two and two together. He goes like Joe Buck, and Joe Buck ruined his life. It was Joe Buck who did that to him, right? Come to find out,
this all these years he's like had this disdain for Joe Buck because of this one incident.
And then we fast forward to the future, right? To where like now he has his old coworker, his old broadcast buddy, right? And him in Morristown, like after he had beaten him to a pulp, right? He goes like, that wasn't Joe Buck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like he finally realizes that it wasn't him.
And the funny thing is, but Musburger's been telling the story all this time, and it's never gotten back to him, Brockmire, that Musburger's the one that did it. But Musburger's taken credit for it and told that in circles.
So Robbie corrected him at that point. I'm like, dude, it wasn't him. It wasn't Joe Buck.
Yeah.
Joe Buck was actually trying to get you a job.
Right. He's like, the producer was going to call and offer you the #1 spot when he went to football, and you could have been like the national play-by-play guy. And he's like, he's like, and by the way, you face or gut, because you sucker punched me. So like he's getting payback for the last episode, how it ended when he said Joe Buck and took one right across the face. So he's like, well, I make money with this. And before he even finished,
finishes just right in the gut.
Right in the gut.
But what he says is that, like, he's like, the reason why he didn't get the call is because he walked out of the room.
Yeah, he went looking for Joe Buck to beat him up or something, and just totally missed the call.
Totally missed the call.
Yeah. it's one of those things though. Like, okay, if they missed the call, there's the reasonableness of me that's like, well, wouldn't they have just like searched him out the next day or something? And because it's not like one call and done. You would think that the producer would have been like, oh man, I missed him, so I'll try to reach out to his people the next day or him or whatever the next day. Like that, the fact that didn't take place is even funnier to me, but also is kind of like, that's the realist in me too.
Yeah.
Which is why
this is not a real life.
Right. Which is why this is all make believe anyway. Because I'm just like the honest, straightforward person that's like, well, darn, they would have reached out to him over the next couple of days. It wouldn't have been like one call and his whole life's ruined. They'd have tried to find him the next day. But anyway,
yeah,
the story wouldn't be the same like that.
It was wild, right? And I'm literally having it right next to me.
Yeah.
I'm watching it again, rewatching it, because like obviously that's what we both do. Like we were rewatching it as we talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's where Brockmire gets sucker punched. Right. And then he gets hit right in the stomach. I mean,
yep.
And then it's like, good seeing you, and then walks away.
Exactly.
Like it was like, they're just like, honestly, I think that's a guy thing, in my opinion. Like I could be, like I could be having fight with someone else, and then we get over it, and year late, like still be mad years later, but like get over it, right? When we talk, what I don't care, right? I think a lot of guys are like that, and
for the most part,
yeah, like I'm like, all right, dude, I'm over it. We moving on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to go get a drink? You know what I mean? So,
because if there's somebody that I've not moved on from, I just don't put myself around that person ever again. Right. But if I know I'm going to be around them, then it's like you just figure out a way to move on.
You got to figure out a way to get over it, or talk it out, or whatever. Just talk. And so, anyways, so there's that. So now we're at the bar, right? Jules is trying to convince Brockmire, like, we got to do this. We should be doing this. We should go, and we should treat it as a vacation. And then he goes like, well, I mean, we did go on vacation to Pittsburgh. She's like, dude, are you serious right now?
Going to Pittsburgh for an abortion's not a vacation.
That's not a vacation, Jules tells him. Like, I know you did not just say that we went to Pittsburgh for a vacation.
Exactly.
When it was to do something totally different.
Yep.
So that was interesting. That was very interesting. So it's okay. So they decide to go. Right. But before that, you're talking to Charlie.
Yeah, he's it's amazing that you're going to leave the keys in the hands of a teenager. Like, well, she doesn't think you got enough friends to have a party. So, and it's like all this responsibility to him, and his head's already swimming that he's in charge of everything. The team's on the road. All he's got to do is just not let it burn down, she says.
Literally not just don't do anything stupid.
Don't do anything stupid, and don't let it burn down, and we'll be fine. And what does he do? He does something stupid.
Well, I mean, he does what any
teenager,
any warm-blooded teenager would do, right?
Especially the first night. He gets on the speaker. It just starts
starts yapping away.
Just yapping away on the speaker.
And there's no one there, right? Like the lights are on, no one's there. He is like taking full advantage of the fact that like he is the guy this time.
He can get on the PA and say what he wants. Nobody's going to stop him.
Here's like, okay, so he does that, right? We now we cut into the event. Something that threw me off, and I don't know if it happened to you or not, but like the fact that like I finally saw Brockmire without his suit. I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah,
but like he didn't have his normal jacket. He has a totally different jacket in this one.
Yeah, it's like a solid kind of pinkish colored.
Yeah, like salmon color.
Yeah, salmon colored jacket. Yeah, for like a dress jacket or whatever.
Which was totally like, did not,
Yeah, it's. You're used to seeing the plaid jacket that he broadcasts in. And
with his microphone.
Right. And like he specifically took that to that interview in New York. That he was going to do because he was going to be wearing it on camera. And then he comes to this and it's like, he's not going to wear the signature jacket.
Yep.
That did seem weird. I mean, I guess I get it that he's going to something that's an event, not really broadcasting, but it did seem odd at that time seeing his character wearing something else.
Also, Amanda Peet, I have a crush on her still.
She is so good in this role. She is so good because she is so just like she can play the sexy part well, but she can play the tomboy part so good too. It's like, just the way she flutters between the two.
It's so good.
Her transition is awesome.
It's amazing. So Amanda Peet, my crush on her. So anyways, listen. So then you get you walk in and you see Brian Kenny, Rich Eisen. Like, I mean, you guys, these like Dan Patrick, like you got these guys that are like these
Tim
broadcast
Kirkman.
coaches, like we know these guys because we watch baseball, right? Like I know Brian Kenny from MLB Now, right? On MLB Network, right? Rich Eisen, the Rich Eisen show, Dan Patrick show. Like you and me, we talk about because we both listen to Dan Patrick show.
Oh yeah, and Kenny Mayne, I love Kenny Mayne.
Exactly, and Kenny
he's one of the best ESPN guys ever.
Exactly. And so like to see that they were able to pull all of these guys into the show was so fucking amazing.
Absolutely. Yep.
Right? Like, oh my God. And like most of these guys are at the height or just about to like take off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, it's so good. He gets a surprise. Everybody welcomes him back. And like, everybody's like, it's all like all forgotten, nothing. Like it was like, nothing happened, bro. Come on, let's go.
Well, and when he first walks in and Joe Buck like parts the sea, so to speak.
Oh, they're so good.
He's like, everybody's like waiting to see what Joe Buck's gonna do, and he talks about his mother. He's like, I was finger banging your mom, and he's like, my mom's dead. Well, no wonder it took her so long to finish. It's like everybody's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my
and
God,
Jules, they're all, I mean, they're all, not Jules, but all the guys are just like, what in the world? And then he comes towards him like he's gonna hit him and gives him the biggest hug, and it's like all the tension's released. Like, okay, they're buddies now.
Bro, it's like, holy Jesus.
Like, it's like the old, you talked about my mama, and my mama's dead. And
right.
It's going to be on. And then it's like, oh, get in here. You're so awesome.
Oh, man.
And everybody celebrating and hooray. Like, yes, okay. He's back in the fold.
Of course. And then you got so you then after that, so you go into like the next day, then the morning, like you have Brockmire, who is in his like he has a, what's it called, like bathrobe.
Yeah, the bathrobe.
Right.
Yeah.
He's laying on the bed reading his the newspaper in his bathrobe, and then here comes Jules in a dress.
Yep.
Right. And I mean, she looked amazing. First of all, again, right? Yep. And so the event, she's thinking that she's about to go in with him. At the same time, she's like, well, actually, honey, this is the part where it's just like the guys alone.
Yeah. Yeah. No wives or women are allowed at this. They come in after dinner.
Yeah, right.
They don't go to the dinner.
And then she was like, well, she was looking forward to talking to Brian Kenny.
Yeah.
That's what she, you know what I mean? And so it was interesting because obviously this is going to play in a little bit later in the episode where she's talking to Brian Kenny, and what Brian Kenny does is absolutely hilarious and amazing.
Because she's talking just like shop, like baseball shop, business shop.
Yeah.
About a team.
Not even thinking twice or anything about it. It's like, I'm just talking baseball. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk baseball with Brian Kenny.
Yep.
Little did she know that was not how it's gonna go.
He's like, I just, I've never had. I've talked baseball a lot, but I've never had a prostitute talk to me like that about baseball.
So, but anyways, listen. So we cut into where Charlie now is at the ballpark with a female, right?
Escort.
No. Charlie at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Right. His friend.
Oh yeah, the girl from the camp.
Yeah, the girl from camp, and they are both drinking out of a jug, massive jug.
They look like they're carrying around 2 jugs of urine.
Exactly,
it's like 2 big old piss jugs.
It is warm beer,
right?
And the fact that he called himself like he's the Drake of Morristown.
This obsession with Drake in the series is hilarious.
It's so good.
It is so good. It is absolutely so good.
And to think that, like, obviously Drake is not like the top star, but like to him he is.
Well, right? And at the time,
he was
2016. It was a whole different world.
Yeah, like we're talking in 2026 now, right? Like you and me in 2026, and we're watching a show from 2016 that, like, at that point, yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just interesting to see, like, she's drinking and they're both drinking this big, massive jug, massive hole, like it was like that big, huge, big as your face, and they're drinking warm beer that looks like piss.
Yeah. And she's like, it tastes kind of funny. He's like, well, I couldn't find any cups, so I just rinsed out a couple of ranch containers. But then later, when they get back upstairs, she wants some more beer. She's like, can I have extra ranch? Like, she's acquired the taste of ranch. She wants extra ranch with it.
Just pour a little bit of beer with the ranch on it, right? And then just mix it up, because I like this. This is different.
Ranch-flavored beer.
Oh, my God, I can't. By the way, I had today for lunch, I had a mango honey beer.
Oh, yeah?
Darla and I tried a mango honey beer out of Aviator here.
Sounds good.
Dude, it was nice and light, and it was delicious. So anyways, I don't know where that came from, but whatever. So what do we move to? So Charlie goes up into the booth. Charlie and the girl goes into the booth, and I really need to get her name. Denise.
Yeah.
Denise is her name. And they go up to the booth, and he has it all nice and decorated.
Yeah, all the like lights and stuff. It looks like a dorm room. It looks like a girl's dorm room, actually, with all the pillows on the floor and the lights. He's like, well, like a comfortable working environment.
Right. He can have the Christmas lights on. He has some pillows and all of that. It was
because he's presented himself as the owner of this team.
Yeah, he's the guy, right? Remember, he's the Drake.
Yep.
It's like obviously she's like in another town, but like in camp in another town, so she has no clue whatsoever. Like obviously you could tell she's not a baseball fan. Like,
right,
does not follow baseball. Exactly. And honestly, who would follow this team at this point? Like, I mean, because the only reason why you're following this team is because you want to know what Brockmire is doing and what kind of crazy shit's going on at that point. Exactly. That's the only thing that you're doing, right? And so I then they cut back to Brian Kenny. Okay. And I love this part because you got Tim Kirkton, we're like talking to these other females,
Escorts was the word I was looking for earlier.
Escorts.
Yeah, escorts. Yeah.
Right. And so she's talking to Brian Kenny, and Brian Kenny, this is hilarious. I have to say, I've enjoyed talking baseball with you more than any other escort who's come up to me in all of these things. But I'm a married man. Have a good night. And walks away.
But I'm a married man. What's funny is he's talking. He knows he's talking to an escort as a married man, but it's just I've talked a lot of baseball.
Right.
I'm talking a lot of baseball. What you expect to talk about,
which is like he just walks away.
He just walks away.
Have a good night. He touches it in the arm and walks it. And Jules is like, what just happened?
Because that's all she wanted to do was talk to him about baseball.
Right. Because she's not an escort, right?
Right. And she doesn't think about the fact that he thinks she is.
Which is interesting.
Because she knows that's what most of the other women there are.
But not only that, but like, here's the crazy part is like, Brian Kenny was in the front row when both Brockmire and Jules come in.
Right.
Right. And he didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Exactly.
Which is hilarious, first of all. Exactly. You know what I mean? So
unless he thought Brockmire was bringing an escort on him with him. She could have been thinking that at the time.
Exactly. It's
Well, and then she has the realization when she goes over to Brockmire and asks about the drink. And it's like, how much have you had to drink? And he's like, well, it's free. And so all of it.
Yeah.
And then she turns around and realizes that one of the other escorts is wearing the same dress that she's wearing. So then it hits her. No wonder he thought I was an escort.
But Brockmire's like, we say sex workers now.
We say sex workers now. That's right. Like we got a new and he's just sitting there making notes for his speech and everything, because now that the cat's out of the bag about the video that the one guy ruined the surprise that it was going to be a video,
a tribute to him and all of this stuff. Yeah. Which was, again,
and so he's like, I gotta have a few bullets in the chamber. That's a great line too.
That's one of my favorite lines right there. It's like, I got a few bullets in the chamber. It's like,
I'm usually like to go off the cuff, but it's nice to have a few bullets in the chamber.
In the chamber, yeah. I've thoroughly enjoyed having this conversation about this show, because it's one of these shows, like when you found out that it was coming back, and that when it was like being released and everything, and you're like, oh my God, not only do I love baseball, but it's a comedy, right?
Absolutely,
it's baseball, but it's not like about baseball players,
right?
It's a broadcaster's part, and it's so good.
Yep.
So anyways, so we move on and we get to the part where we're at. I want to talk about, like, because we got to wrap this up. We're here for an hour already, do you and me?
That's okay.
Charlie and Denise. And they're in the, they're both.
And this is where my story from the funeral comes into play.
So if you guys remember in the beginning of this episode, Donnie's talking about he is one of the pallbearers at a funeral, and they start singing Amazing Grace. What happened, Donnie? Could you explain to us why you were laughing so much?
Well, so this scene starts off with the fact that Charles has never seen an actual female body part.
Yep.
And didn't know how to handle it. And she said, well, maybe next time, don't thump the cervix like a drum or something like that. He's like, well, maybe you can give me another chance. I can get back in there. And she's like, nope.
That has been, that's long and gone.
So he circles around to say, well, maybe there's some things you can do for me. And she's like, okay. She agrees to do that. She's like, but I need to sing to kind of like, I guess that's something to sort of calm her down, is to sing while she's taking care of him with her hands. Let's put it that way. And so all of a sudden she starts into Amazing Grace. Of all songs she could start singing, she just starts singing Amazing Grace. And it's like, what's happening here? And he's kind of like, okay, I don't care, whatever. And
here's what she said: maybe don't pound the cervix like a medieval army
trying to get into a castle. That's right,
trying to break through a castle door. He's like, thank you.
Yeah. So she's sitting there singing and stroking him, and then all of a sudden he sees a guy. This is the funniest part of this whole scene to me,
because he's facing out.
He's facing out the window to the field, and she's turned the other way,
right?
And which to me, that's funny in itself,
right? They're not facing each other anymore. Like, he's literally on his knees.
He's on his knees facing one direction. She's sitting there facing the other direction and singing Amazing Grace. And all of a sudden he sees some guy with a torch walk out in the outfield. And the funniest part is he waves to the guy and the guy waves back. It's like they make
the guy waves at him,
or he waves at him and he waves back.
And he's like looking
around. He's like, okay, I'll wave. Like, okay, who are you? And he makes eye contact, and the guy just touches the grass and starts setting the field on fire. And then he looks at her and he looks at the field. He looks at her and looks at the field. It's like, you could tell he's trying to decide, do I stop this or not? And he doesn't want to stop.
First of all, I'm not stopping it. Like, we're going to finish this off, and then we'll figure out what happened next.
Exactly. And you can tell that's what happens, because the next thing you know, by the time he gets down there, the field's on fire. So he didn't stop.
I'm sorry. I'm watching this part right now. It's like she's singing Amazing Grace.
Imagine me standing there at the funeral home, and the pastor and all the people from her church and everybody are singing Amazing Grace. And I'm absolutely the only person that has this image in their head.
Oh my God, dude. How did you keep
Because I had
yourself?
just watched this episode the other day, and it's like I wasn't even thinking about that coming up. Like it wasn't even on my radar until they started singing the song, and I'm like, oh gosh. Oh no.
It's like, what do you do, right?
Right. I will never hear that song without thinking about this scene ever again, which is funny because I saw this back in the day, but I didn't connect it like I did this time because we're rewatching it. I watched it for this purpose.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, between watching it and recording this, I went to a funeral and it was sung. Like all of that connection is now burned in my brain, like that outfield grass was burning.
And as this is happening, Brockmire's having this self-realization moment, watching the video back in the conference, right? Like, holy shit. Is that what they think of me? Is this who I am?
He sees that he always was kind of like, because they even talked about getting the alcohol, top shelf alcohol for him, and he starts drinking, and then the Godfather lines come out and stuff, and like he doesn't realize he was doing that then.
Yeah,
like he's aware of, he's self-aware of it now. He was not self-aware of it then, and now he's realizing he's always been like this
because he was the guy back then. Like, so he didn't really have any care in the world about it. Right?
He was kind of in his own little bubble and living his best life at that time.
He's the only broadcaster that has that had a game stop because he had to go to use the bathroom. Like,
right.
Like these are the kind of things, like he's just finally like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know,
all these little segments that they put in there, and the guys talking about him and how his antics are what has always made him who they saw him to be and who he is.
Yeah.
And he just never realized. He thought all of that came about after.
And it's always been the breakup. He's always been that guy.
Right. That's like this pivotal moment for his character to realize all of that.
Which is interesting, right? But then he makes the speech, and then everybody's like, "Oh my God, is this it? Is it boring?" And then nope, he whips it out and puts it on Musburger's face as his mustache.
And they're like, "Yeah, he's back. He's back. Like,
exactly.
Here he is. There's the guy we know." Yeah,
and so
because he was starting to sound like he was regretting who he was, and they were all getting disappointed until he did that. He hopped down there and ran Musburger out of the room.
And Jules is scared.
Yeah, she's like,
Jules is scared. Don't do it. But he does it, and the whole place loses it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and this is when now we get to the point where she gets a text message.
Yep.
Right. 911. I think it's a smiley face.
Yep. Yeah. That's what's funny, is it's kind of a smiley face.
Like, oh God, here we go. Right. And so it's Charles, right? There's an emergency. And she needs to call him like right away, while everybody is like, enjoying themselves and having fun. She's like, what the F, what's going on? And, is Charles saying, hey, nothing crazy. The field's on fire.
She's like, we got to go, Brockmire, we got to go. The field's on fire.
Yeah. So like, apparently there was a guy who walked in, waved at me, and set the field on fire. So like, it's just like everybody, they're all dancing. They're they're lifting Brockmire up right onto their shoulders, and they're all dancing and everything. And she goes like, "We gotta go, bro."
Right. It's almost like it's a Greek wedding or a bar mitzvah or something. They're just all hoisting him up and parading him around, and
exactly,
he's back. Brockmire's back. He's in the fold. He's the same old guy, but he has some self-awareness, and they're all happy for him. So
And the best part was, obviously, as you already know, Charles and Denise were doing the deed, right? Like, I mean, they were having sex, teenagers doing what they do, right? And at the end of it, she goes, this is the very last thing that before the episode ends. You think we'll keep in touch? With the jug of beer.
She got the jug of beer, looking at the fire. You think we'll keep in touch?
Like, what are we doing?
Exactly.
So this sets up for the very last episode. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Because I don't even remember how the season ended. So all of these episodes they're almost like they're new to me because it's been so long since
it's been such a long time. So yeah. I'm so happy that I get to rewatch it now and they're having a conversation. And so
I'm trying not to look ahead to figure out.
Neither am I. No.
Like, I'm not like the normal me would go to IMDb and look at the next episode and just kind of get a hint of what's coming.
Nope.
And I'm not doing that. I'm
not doing
waiting.
any of that.
Nope.
I'm like literally as I watch it, I'm like, oh my God. Like I want that genuine reaction, because a lot of the guys who are listening to this episode and into this podcast right now, they've never watched the show.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know we're basically telling you about every episode. We're hoping that you'll watch it before you
gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it before you watch our review of it.
Absolutely. I think it's great. I mean, I think it's like finally, like, Brockmire, I think this episode has to do with the fact that like Brockmire finally has this self-realization moment of like, holy shit, I've been this person this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Like the previous episode, he's dealing with his, like his relationship with his father.
Yeah.
Right. Like he dealt with all of that, like the whole abortion episode, right? Is he trying?
Or
exactly not? Is he trying to be a father figure to Charles? Like, right. So it's a very loaded episode. Which it was, right? Like, I mean, obviously we made a little bit of light of it because like you have to, like, it's a comedy, it's a show, right? So they took some very comedic notes to it.
Sure.
But like this one was I think this is a good episode finally saying, all right, who is Brockmire? Like, is he finally, who is this character going to come to the realization of who he's always been like this? Right? Is he going to continue to be this person? What's going to happen now?
Right. Exactly.
So I cannot wait to watch episode 8, man.
Yeah. So if you are following along with us, make sure you guys watch episode 8 this coming weekend, whatever, so that you can stay ahead of us, watch it, and then come back and listen to our review and things like that.
So we, in my opinion, I think there's if it's coming to a head now, right?
Yep.
The bank that's trying to purposely foreclose Jules, right? Like they're purposely, having her to bankrupt so she can lose out on the team so they can get the land on the cheap. It's,
and she said earlier in the episode when she talks about doing the vacation to Chicago, she says, I've got enough money to just about pay off the loan. We got a little extra money to do something with. It's almost like she sort of foreshadowed by saying I'm in a good place that something bad's going to happen.
Exactly.
And you really don't pick up on that until after the fact. You're like, oh she did say that. She said that, and then this happened.
Exactly. So
and
it's going to be.
I don't remember who set the fire. I'm thinking it's the
ex-boyfriend.
The gas company guy or whatever, the fracking guy. I'm pretty sure it was him. But I don't remember for sure if it was him or if it was something else. But I'm pretty sure it was him. Or at least that would be my guess. At this point.
Guess it was him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
My guess it was him that did it, and we're gonna see now what happens, right? Because there has to come to an end, right? I mean, obviously he's the bad guy in this show. Yeah. He's the bad guy, like who he represents. Yeah. He represents the fracking company, the bank, all of that, right? Because he works for the bank, and so it's like David versus Goliath kind of, coming to a head here on episode 8. So, I mean, and I'm just speculating at this point, right? So like, let's just see what happens on episode 8. Make sure you guys watch it. Again, guys, make sure you guys go on our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We are halfway through our getting to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So make sure you hit that subscribe and tell your friends, tell your family members, just go on there. Listen, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, follow these guys. We're putting a lot of content, not just the podcast, but also the live shows. Okay. We have the DHC Sports Show, which is every Tuesday and Thursdays at 8 p.m. from 8 to 10. The Monday night show, okay, where we're talking. I don't go up there as much, but it's Donnie, is Patrick, all right, and Virgil, mostly soccer talk.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of soccer to talk.
World Cup is going on.
Sure, with World Cup going on, if that was going to be enough for us to keep up with, but it is. There's some great storylines with the World Cup, and it runs through July, and then right after that, the other soccer leagues will start kicking back in. We'll be getting to the early stages of FCS and college football going. We'll have other things. We talk a lot of other sports other than the mainstream predominant sports.
Which, by the way, I just found out there's a professional hockey league up in Toledo. Professional roller hockey league.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just found out this out, so just wanted to, we'll talk about. Maybe I'll see if I can stop by tomorrow night and then talk about that. So
that sounds awesome,
guys. Make sure you guys are following not just myself. I'm on all of the socials as well as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, as well as obviously on YouTube. Same with Mr. Donnie the Mayor Wise.
Yep. Instagram, I'm at the mayor _DHC Sports. On Twitter at WiseDRJR. Those are the two main ones that I'm on. So check out my content there.
There you go. And guys, we will see you guys on the next episode. Have a wonderful night. And you know what? Support the minor league, guys.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick and Corey of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball. So get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series. And in every episode, I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.